Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me, you guys. I hope you're having a great day. You found me at Your Journey Yoga, and I'm Cheryl. I appreciate you guys. And today, I'm going to do some TLC, some good stretching, some self-massage. Always a good thing. Always better when somebody else is doing it for you, but self-massage isn't a bad thing either. So tools that we're going to use today, some kind of a ball. I have with me today a massage ball, a lacrosse ball, and a softball. So any kind of ball that you have. Tennis balls work, golf balls not so great. Those are great for your feet. But today we're going to focus on the upper body. So baseball, very hard and smaller, so it's going to get in deeper. But you can pick up kind of a set of massage balls for not very inexpensively on the internet, or even some of the sporting goods stores have them now. So, and then the foam roller. And the foam rollers come in different densities. So the more dense, the more intense. The softer it is, the nicer it is. So the black one that I have with me today is a denser material, so it'll get in a little bit deeper. It's kind of one of my very favorite things. All of these are actually my favorite things. Not while I'm doing them, but after. So whatever you have, grab it. If you don't have anything, maybe just follow along and you can be like, hey, I think I'm going to pick myself up a softball today. And then you can join me again. But you can just work through the stretches and then maybe use your hand, your fist, your thumb to kind of massage those areas that we're going to work on today. So if you don't have a ball, if you don't have any of the tools of the trade, it's okay. We'll make it work, and I'll kind of go through that too. So a good attitude, knowing that if it hurts, it's not good, knowing the difference between hurts so good and hurts so bad. So one of the things we want to make sure is that we stay off of the bones, and that you don't go so deep that you start to feel numbness. So that's just a good indication that you're pinching off some nerves, and that's never a good thing. So just taking care of yourself. Grab what you need. Water's handy. Same rules as always, guys. If you need to come out of it before I give you that cue, absolutely fine. If you're like not feeling anything, but I know I need this, go ahead and work through that. So like I said, we're going to focus on our upper body today. Starting, we're going to work kind of the upper back and neck and shoulders with the foam roller. So setting the balls aside, hopefully they won't run off on me anywhere. So I'm going to take the foam roller, just setting it beside or behind me, and comfortably, however you can, carefully coming down, and you're going to take the foam roller, hold it so that it doesn't move on you, and I'm going to come about mid-back. Okay, so mid-back, and I just want you to lean back, kind of relaxing. If you need to support the weight of your head, feel free. If you want to bring your hands down by your sides, just so that they're out of the way. I kind of like to rest my hands. If I at some point need to support, I will. And I just want you to lift. So it's almost like we're going to come up to a little bit of a bridge. So just lifting the bum and then lowering it back down. So you can play with where the foam roller is, little bridges up and down. So we're activating the glutes, we're activating the hamstrings, we're getting a little bit of a pressure massage in that mid-back. And again, just moving. So if you don't have a foam roller, just come up and down out of bridge pose. So you're going to be laying flat on your back and pressing through those heels. So anywhere for the hands really does not matter, you guys. I just want you focusing on, oh, I just got a little pop. So you might notice that you get some pops, cracks. It's all good as long as there's no pain. So you can see I'm just kind of slowly transitioning, and as you get higher up the back, up the spine, your bottom can start to lift a little higher. Now I want you to take it up, just find a spot, doesn't matter where, anywhere along the spine, and we're going to keep the bottom lifted, and we're going to roll. Now I'm bringing my hands in towards my chest, kind of up towards my chin, just creating a little space between my shoulder blades. That feels good. And you can lengthen and bend those knees as much as you want to do. Maybe you lift your arms overhead. So as you reach up, different kind of stretch, different kind of openness in those, between those shoulder blades, making sure you're not getting your hair. Breathe. Maybe open those arms. maybe overhead. Ooh, I just got another pop. Beautiful thing. If you need to support, this is a great way too. So you're kind of getting in to the shoulder blades. Now you can start to walk those feet in if you want to come a little bit higher and lower on the back. So just play with it, you guys. Kind of no right or wrong here. No perfect place, because everybody's going to feel it differently. And the crazy thing is you're going to feel it differently depending upon the day or the time of day. All right, so with that, let's come down into a bridge pose. So hands down by your sides, feet up by your bottom, feet are hip width apart. We're going to tuck the pelvis so the small of the back presses into the mat, and then slowly begin to lift those hips. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Coming up as high as you can come. Now slowly take those arms up, fingertips pointing towards the sky, and then slowly lower those arms overhead, back of the hands to the floor. Inhale, lift those arms back towards the sky, and then slowly lower the hands. I want you to stay active through those glutes and those hamstrings. Keeping those knees right in line as you lift, and let the back of the hands come to the floor, and then slowly lift them back up. And palms to the floor. One more time, take those hands up and back, slowly up and down, slowly releasing one vertebra at a time. Breathe. Nice. Extending left leg out, right knee comes in, right arm extends out to a T, left hand to the outside of the right knee, and just gently pull your leg across. So we haven't gotten a ton into the lower back yet, so this is kind of our first getting into that lower back. So just noticing if you're feeling some tension, some resistance, some tightness. And again, one of the things, you guys, our body responds to movement, right? So if we're doing this first thing in the morning, great way to start your day, but you're probably going to find you're a little more tight, a little more tension in different places than if you were to do this kind of midday. And then slowly come back to center. Extend that right leg to the sky, point your toes, lengthen the leg, little external rotation. So as you see, kind of turning that pinky toe out and the heel in, and then slowly lower that leg down. Left knee comes in, left arm extends out, right hand to the outside of the left knee, and gently pull across. And you'll notice that one side, a little more flexibility, a little bit more forgiving than the other. That is super normal, guys, and no worries whatsoever. Breathe. And releasing that right hand, rolling back to center, extending left leg to the sky, point your toes, that little external rotation. So again, we're turning the heel inward, pinky toe out, lengthening and slowly lowering that leg down. Feeling the strength in the belly, the length in the leg, and allow it to come to rest. Pulling the knees in towards the chest, rock yourself up. So we're gonna grab a ball. I am gonna use the massage ball. The lacrosse ball is great, but it's definitely going to get in a little bit deeper. So I like to start with the nicest guy. And then if my body's like, yeah, I can handle that, then I'll move on to either the harder and the smaller. So we're going to place this right on one side. So it's not going to be in the middle. We're going to take it off to the side, kind of just beside the spine, about hip height. So again, it's not about perfect placement. It's about exploring and learning and letting go. So I'm going to lean back and I'm going to come onto my forearms. And I just want to let as much of my body weight get into that ball as I'm ready. Okay. And I'm just going to gently rock side to side. So I've lifted my bum just a hair. It's actually still connected to the mat, but it's not release the weight, so the weight is lifted, and I'm just rocking my knees side to side. Now I'm going to keep my bottom lifted a little bit, and I'm just going to do little rolls, and I mean little. They're like 1 to 2 inches, front to back, side to side. So if that's not your spot, adjust. So you might find a trigger point, and those trigger points are either muscle tightness, a little knot, or more than likely fascia that has kind of gotten dehydrated and upset, and it's kind of entangled. So we're working to let go of those entanglements, those knots, so that we can move more efficiently and less pain. Good. So then we're going to switch to the other side, and I'm going to start about the same spot, so kind of just about hip height. I'm just going to do a little pelvic tilt to lift my bottom just a hair off, and I'm using my forearms to kind of push and pull. So you actually get a nice little workout for the shoulders at the same time. And then side to side, little rocking of the hips, and I want you to notice the activation in the glutes and the hamstrings to lift your bum. It's kind of cool. So you're getting some work in at the same time. That's self-care. It's all self-care, right? Working out, moving, breathing, self-massage. Okay, so I'm noticing as I come down more towards my glute, the top of my glute is like, this is what needs some love. So, and you might even feel like I'm feeling a real ropey sensation. So as I cross fiber, so I'm going across the muscle fibers, it almost feels like I'm going over a big rope. I hope it's not that big. We'll say going over a small rope, and I'm just working to let that go. So this can be a love-hate relationship with your massage balls and your foam roller. Okay, so I am going to go back to this side. If you need to go back, because sometimes you carry more on one side than the other. See, I got nothing on this side. So celebrate that when you're like, oh, there's really nothing there. All right, because I said we're working upper body, right? So that little glute muscle just snuck up on me, and I figure, hey, I'll take care of that too. All right, so now we're going to take this guy, and we're going to go to the upper back. So this is a little trickier to get into. We've already done the foam roller, so if you need to go back to the foam roller, that is absolutely fine. If you don't have anything to massage underneath you, what I want you to do is come down onto your back, and I want you to kind of work arm positioning. I want you to really reach across and then open those arms, and then the other arm comes across. So we're going to do the same thing, only we're going to have the ball underneath us. So laying down, and I'm going to kind of roll to one side so that I can place the ball kind of right between my shoulder blades. But again, we don't want to be right on the spine, so we're not on the bones. I'm just to the inside of the scapula, so that's shoulder blade. And I'm going to lean back, and I'm going to do the exact same thing I just told you guys. Even if you don't have a ball, open and close, crossing one arm in front of the other, and all I'm doing is laying on this ball, guys. And as I open, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Now I'm just going to kind of shrug my shoulder up and down. You can move your arm, kind of doing snow angels with whatever arm has the ball underneath, or both if you don't have the ball. So that snow angel motion, and if you guys are in warmer climates and you're like, what is the snow angel? I'm a little bit jealous. So just moving those arms in a circular motion from your hip to overhead. Now keep it overhead and relax as best you can. Now, if you need to adjust that ball, again, adjust it, guys. So if you're not finding a place that you're feeling much, adjust, because it's in there. And then lift your arm to the sky. Breathe. Now we're going to lift that opposite arm, the arm that's down, we're going to lift it up, and we're going to bring the palms to touch. Now that's going to pull your other shoulder blade off of the mat, and that's going to put more weight on that shoulder blade, kind of inside the shoulder blade, the arm that has the ball. And then we're going to bring the hands to heart center and breathe. Extend those arms. Lift the arms overhead, palms touching. And lift those arms back towards the sky. and open those arms. So if you need to adjust, adjust. So when I say adjust, either up or down, just making sure you're not on that scapula, because that's not great, guys. Doesn't feel good to be on the bones. We want to get inside. Work in that fascia. And again, shrug the shoulders. Just move those arms however it feels right to you. And if you're like, holy cow, what is going on in there? We're in the right place. And then whenever you're ready, guys, switch. So you're gonna roll to the opposite side, move that ball over just slightly. Can be kind of fun to get that ball in the right place. And then rolling it over and just relax. Breathe. So if you need to adjust, if you're like, I don't really feel anything, or if you're like, oh, this feels amazing, you can stay there too. It doesn't have to always hurt. If it just feels good, like you know you're doing something good for yourself, and then just start to play with those arms. Okay, so remembering we did a lot of different things with the arms. So starting with those snow angels. Left side feels a whole lot better than the right did. Just checking in with you, right? Maybe we lift the arm overhead. So just by moving the arm, that different range of motion, guys, activates different muscles, pulls the ligaments, the tendons, the muscles, the fascia in different directions. So we can kind of get a cross-fibering effect just by moving the arms, and just play with it a little bit. No right or wrong, it's just exploration. Now we're going to lift that arm to the sky, and we're going to lift the other arm, bringing the palms to touch. So again, that's going to pull both shoulder blades off of the mat. So now there's a little bit more pressure. If that's not right, guys, bringing the shoulder back down, the arm back down. Now let's take those arms overhead, and again, just playing, adding movement, making sure you're breathing. A lot of times when it's pretty intense, we find ourselves holding our breath. Guys, the magic happens on those exhales. Good, let's lift those arms to the sky, pull the hands in to heart center. Little movements if you like. If you need to adjust, adjust. Those shoulder shrugs, up and down. You can do both. I mean, literally, there is no right or wrong other than being on your bone, or if you start to feel tingly sensations. So if you're starting to feel like a numbness, you're on a nerve. So adjust and move. All right, my friends. So taking that ball out, let's come up once again, set that ball off to the side. And we're going to sit cross-legged, extending those arms out. I want you to cross the wrists and bring your palms to touch, interlacing your fingers. Press your knuckles forward, hollow out your tummy and chest. Create space. Inhale, lift the arms to the sky. And as you exhale, once again, hollow out. Reach your knuckles forward, spine back, tuck your chin. Inhale, lift. Now release your hands. Turn your palms to face front. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And as you exhale, pull those shoulder blades towards one another as you lift your gaze towards the sky. Inhale, reach. Nice neutral spine, neutral gaze. Exhale, pull. So our cactus arms activating through that upper back, moving with your breath. So those exhales, we pull and we lift our gaze, opening the chest. Inhale, reach. Exhale and pull. Inhale, reach. Exhale and pull. And release. Taking the hands to the tops of the knees. Take a big breath in, press the chest forward, arch your back. And exhale, hollow the tummy and chest, holding onto those shins just below your knees. Just moving with your breath. Inhale, cat and cow. Our cow pose, tummy presses forward, chest presses forward, gaze to the sky. Cat, exhaling and hollowing the tummy and chest. One more time each direction. Big inhale. And exhale. And inhale it back to a neutral spine. Nice work. All right, so again, taking whatever ball feels right to you. And we're going to take this. So this is one of those where if you don't have a ball, you can use your thumb, you can use your knuckles, you can use your fist, whatever feels good to you. So I'm going to take it right to the inside of the shoulder. And I'm just going to press, and I'm going to make little circles. So I'm not twisting the ball, that comes later. Your hand can either be resting on your knee or just down by your side. And I want you to kind of press into that kind of concave portion right in front of your shoulder below your collarbone. Okay, so there's a nice little pocket here. So again, you're not pressing right on the bone, you're pressing on that little pocket. Okay, so I want you to find a spot here, and I want you to press in as hard as you can press. So if you're using your thumb, I want you to just kind of press in. And we're gonna lift. I want you to keep that pressure and lower. So if the ball's there, lift, ooh, that was a nice one, and lower. Okay, so again, you might find that ropey feeling. This is always a good one for me. I don't know what it is. I think it's all of those chaturangas, all the push-ups that I love. Really just, whew, this one gets me. You can do this against the wall too, the corner of a wall. And it's a really nice self-care, self-massage, and lower. So the beauty about this, you're working the arm that's holding the ball in. If you're like, wow, I'm starting to fatigue, that's good. We like that. Work and massage. Amazing. Now take that arm up, and I want you to reach your hand behind your back. So just kind of taking a hold of your neck, and I want you to do twisting with the ball. So I'm literally twisting the ball back and forth. Now you're like, that doesn't really do much. I want you to make big circles with the ball. So I'm just moving the ball counterclockwise or clockwise, doesn't matter, do them both. So I want you to open that chest though. So we have this tendency to kind of bring the elbow forward. I want you to open it up. So sitting up nice and tall. You can move it so you can start to work your way down a little bit, more towards your pec, more towards your armpit. So just play with it again. So you guys, it's a lot of just exploration and playing. Okay, so now we're gonna take that arm that we just worked, that shoulder that we just worked, and I want you to bring your hand behind your back, reach down as far as you can reach. Take your opposite hand, the one that was holding the ball, and press that hand down. Breathe. Chin staying off the chest. Now if it feels right to you, take that hand that was holding the ball, reach around behind. Can you find your fingertips? Lock them if you can find them. Breathe. So shoulder mobility, you guys, so key. With every day that passes, we want to keep those shoulders happy and healthy and that full range of motion. And gently release your hands. So we take the ball now with that arm that just reached up behind, and we're going to take it to the other shoulder. So again, hand can be resting on your knee, or it can be down by your side, wherever you feel like you get the best self-massage. And again, we're going to take this in, and we're going to find that little pocket just to the inside of the shoulder and press. I just want you to press and breathe. So play with it a little bit. If your arm's down, I just want you to really sit up nice and tall. We have this tendency to kind of hollow out through the tummy and chest and get those core muscles lazy. I want you to work the core. I want you to stand tall. Always promoting good posture, guys. Okay, so how you feeling? So it's just below the collarbone. And I'm just going to kind of play with it and see what I find. Not so bad on this side. Now I'm going to hold the ball, but I'm going to roll, kind of rock it side to side. So I'm not rolling it, I'm moving it side to side. So I'm not rolling the ball, I'm moving side to side. So hand stays steady. There we go. Now I got a little something. So it might take a second. When you find something, stay on it and go up and down, side to side. You can start doing that little twisting if you want. So again, so each side, you guys, the different halves of your body are not made identically. So you're going to feel things differently if you're right-handed or left-handed. Breathe. You can press and then start to move that arm. So we're really trying to keep that ball or your thumb. So again, if you're working with your thumb, just press. Oh, that was a good one. So sometimes your thumb, because it's smaller, you can get in a little bit deeper. Breathe. So just working it however you need to. So if you're using knuckles, kind of press them in there. It's beautiful, you guys, to play with different variations. This actually works great for me, and I didn't even realize that was in there. So you'll find some good stuff, or not good stuff, that we need to work out of us. Nice. Good job. So always checking in, you guys. If you need a break, if you need a drink, some of these things can be super intense, and you can actually sweat more than your work. Because it's work to let go, because your body's resisting, right? They've created those knots because it feels like it's guarding, right? So we want to let that guard down and let that body move more efficiently, making sure you're hydrated, right? So feel free anytime, grab a drink, make sure you drink lots when we're done. Flush out those toxins, rehydrate those muscles and that fascia. Last one, and we're going to take it up, and we're going to bend the elbow. And we're just taking a hold kind of at the base of the neck. I'm going to grab the ball again and come in and figure out what feels better. And I'm going to start to twist the ball. So working that shoulder mobility, you guys. Checking in. Don't be afraid to play, to come lower. Just move it. Try different variations. Because not everything that works the best for me is going to work the best for everybody. Some days, different things work best for me. So you can grab the lacrosse ball. It's a little bit harder. It's a little bit smaller. This is a smaller area, so I want to get in a little deeper. That's why that thumb was working super good. This is actually good right here. Breathe. Okay, and release. And let's take that hand behind the head. This time I want you to get that elbow snuggled up by your head, and we're going to take the hand that the ball was in, or the thumb that was working, and we're going to reach up. Can you find your fingertips? Lock them if you can find them. Roll those shoulders back, lift the chest, lift the chin, and breathe. You can close your eyes, guys. I want you to just really focus on letting go of wherever that tension, wherever that resistance is. Beautiful. And releasing. We're going to bring the hands around behind the back, interlacing those fingers. We're staying in that cross-legged position, and we're just going to slowly lower ourselves down. So we just really worked the front of the shoulder and up into those pecs. Let your head be heavy. Let your hands relax. Now, if it feels right to you, roll those shoulders up and back and begin to lift your hands. So if you can get those palms to touch, great. If you're like, I can't even get my hands to touch, use a towel or a strap and hold on to that strap or the towel and start to lift. So again, the shoulder mobility, guys, it'll come, but we've got to be patient and we've got to be consistent. Let your head be heavy. We have this tendency to kind of look forward. I want you to relax the head and just lift those arms as high as you can get them. Breathe. Slowly bring the hands to the small of the back. Lengthen through the crown of the head and slowly rise. As you sit up nice and tall, bring the hands behind your back. Point your fingertips towards your bottom. If that's not great for your wrists, you can change where your fingertips are pointing. Core is strong. We're going to lift. We're going to roll those shoulders back, and we're going to squeeze those shoulder blades, opening the chest, strong through the belly. And slowly release it back down. Sitting up nice and tall. Now I want you to grab your foam roller. If you do not have a foam roller, it is okay. We are going to come into child's pose. In our child's pose, if you have your foam roller, I want your hands on the foam roller, and you're just going to sit it back. Now, if you don't have a foam roller, just sit into child's pose. Breathe. Arms extended, head heavy. Let your body just sink. Now, if you have the foam roller, I want you to roll the foam roller back right to the crown of your head, and I want you to extend those arms. So we're still in just child's pose if you don't have that foam roller. And we're going to bend the elbows, and we're going to bring the hands to prayer. Breathe. So drawing those thumbs back towards the head, elbows are wide. Now extend those arms and go ahead and release the foam roller and come back to the bent elbows. This time I want those elbows narrower. So you guys without the foam rollers, perfect. And we just bring those hands to prayer. And we bring those hands back towards the back of the head. Just kind of bringing them back as far as they're willing to go. Now just gently lift those fingertips, point them towards the sky. And I want you to just kind of nestle. Nestle the tummy and chest against those thighs. And I want you to feel that nice stretch through the lats, through the rib cage, and through the shoulders. Now extend those arms out. We're going to lift just slightly and open up those knees. Once again, sitting it back to extended child's pose. So chin or cheek to the mat, and just let your upper body be heavy. And let's do that same thing, pulling those hands back to prayer. Elbows right in line with those shoulders, so those elbows are kind of right next to your head. And breathe. Tummy and chest just nestled between that, in that space between the legs. And extending those arms out. And let's come back up. And we're going to bring those knees together. And I want you to walk your feet back a little bit or walk your hands forward a bit. We're going to lift the sit bones and we're going to press the chest towards the mat as you lift your sit bones to the sky, to puppy pose. And just breathe. Chin or cheek, whatever feels the best to you. And then let's go ahead and walk those hands back up, coming up to a kneeling position. So we're going to do a dynamic camel here. Okay, so camel pose, a cool thing we can do if you have your foam roller and camel pose is challenging for you, you can put your foam roller kind of just above your heels, that little space for the heels. Great place for the foam roller to rest. It's like it was made for it. It's a little parking spot. So we're going to bring the hand, one hand back. So right hand is going to come down onto the foam roller. If you don't need the foam roller, place your hand on your heel, and we're going to extend that right or that left arm to the sky, reaching up. Breathe. If you like, arch it back and reach that left arm back a little further. And inhale it back up. Beautiful. Now inhale, bend the knees, lower your bottom, and then press it back up. Open it up if you like, or just keep reaching to the sky. Inhale, reach, and sit. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, extend, reach, arch it back. And inhale it back up. And both arms come up. Now that left arm is going to come back either to the foam roller or to your heel. Reach it up. Arch it back if you like. Inhale, reach, and sit. And rise. Exhale, arch it back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sit. Inhale, rise, and arch it back. Inhale, reach. Both arms come up. And we pull those hands to heart center as we sit back. Very nice job, you guys. Let's come over onto one hip. Sweep your feet around and slide on down just towards the center of your mat. And sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, open those arms out to a T. We're going to cross that left arm out in front of us. Right hand to the tricep just below the shoulder and pull the arm in nice and tight. Turn and take your gaze out over that left shoulder. Draw that left shoulder down and away and tuck your chin towards your collarbone. Find your breath. So lots of different areas today. Lots of different ways to play. The tools of the trade, guys, always fun. If you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Inhale, lift your gaze. Turn it back to face front. And let's switch sides. Crossing that right arm. Left hand to the tricep just below your shoulder. Turn and take your gaze out over that right shoulder. Little tuck of your chin towards your collarbone. And press that right shoulder down and away. So yoga and self-massage, you guys, oh my goodness, what a gift. Along with those big deep breaths and plenty of water. Really keeping that body, that beautiful machine of yours, working efficiently, pain-free, hopefully. Inhale, lift your gaze. Turn it back to face front. Go ahead and release those arms down by your side. Sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, release your chin towards the chest. So always my hope, you guys, is to have an amazing day, to feel amazing, to share amazing energy with the rest of the world. As you exhale, roll your head to the right ear over the right shoulder. And it's very challenging to share positive energy when your body is just not super happy and struggling. So let's take care of it, shall we? I'm honored that you've chosen to do that with me today. Thank you. As you exhale, release your chin towards the chest. And to the other side, rolling the head to the left. Just relax those shoulders. Feel that nice stretch through the neck, into the shoulders. Exhale, chin towards the chest. And head up nice and tall. Bringing the hands to heart center, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you feel amazing. I hope you just have an incredible rest of your day. And again, as always, thank you so much. I hope you subscribe. I hope you pass the word. I hope you just have an amazing rest of your day, rest of your life. But thanks for being here. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Until the next time, namaste.